Hi BookTube, my name is Sara and welcome to my channel, The Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with an ebook haul. So this is my ebook haul for the month of March 2021. So if you watched my March wrap-up, you will know that I purchased 101 books in the month of March. Okay, let me rephrase that. I either purchased them or I got them as NetGalley reads or I borrowed books from my library. So it was a lot of books, but as I said in that video, the average cost that I paid per book for what I bought was 97 cents. So a good chunk of these books were either free or they were very well priced, or like I said, I got them from NetGalley or from my library. So a lot of you, when I posted that video, I asked if you wanted to hear about the NetGalley books that I got in March, and a lot of you said yes. So I will be talking both about the ebooks that I have picked up this month, or in March, along with the NetGalley books that were sent to me. So then I'll talk about the NetGalley books second. So I'm going to go through all the ebooks first, and then the NetGalley books. You guys understand what I'm trying to say here. So in total, I have 52 books. All the books are going to be listed below. I already have compiled a list, and well, I'm going to be looking at the list as I go through it now. So all the books will be on a list in the description box below, so do feel free to go ahead and check them out. I will not be getting into a lot of what these are about unless I have an inkling. Most of these guys, I am a cover buy person, or I'll read a little bit about it and be like, yes, that looks fantastic. So again, a lot of these I got for free, so it's really easy to hit buy now when the book is free or 99 cents. Let's be real. So let's go through it, guys. So 35 ebooks, like books that I have purchased for either the Kindle or the Coble. So the first one is Adulting by Liz Talley. This is a women's fiction novel. This is one of the Amazon firsts that came out for March. Like I said, it's a women's fiction novel. I have read this author before. She actually has written for Harlequin category romance. So I am very, very interested to check out her foray into women's fiction. And when I saw this author come up again on the Amazon firsts, I had to go ahead and pick it up. The next one is called Into the Deep by Colleen Coble. This is a Christian fiction mystery. And it is book 3 in the Rock Harbor series. So yeah, I have heard of this author. I have some of her books, have not read her yet, need to get to that. But yeah, I picked this one up as well. Then we have a Harlequin Special Edition novel, and that is A Date with Fortune by Susan Crosby. This is, of course, a contemporary romance novel. It's book 2 in the Fortunes of Texas, I spelt it wrong, Fortunes of Texas Southern Invasion series. This is a slightly older one, I think, based on the cover design, but it was on sale, so of course I picked it up. Even though I am collecting the Harlequins physically, as you can see behind me, I do still want to, of course, pick them up digitally if I can as well to read them, especially if they're on sale. So then we have a historical romance, and this is The Devil in Winter by Lisa Kleypas. This is the 3rd book in the Wallflower series. I don't think I've read any of this series, or maybe I read the first one. I can't remember. But I do really like this author's work. I prefer, I don't know, I like her. I know that there's people who are like camp historical and camp like contemporary for Lisa Kleypas. I do like both. Like, from her contemporaries, the only one that I've ever read, or the only 2 that I ever read, were Sugar Daddy and Blue-Eyed Devil, and I need to give those both a reread because it was many years ago that I read them. But I've been reading more of her historical fiction in the last few years, so I'm more familiar with that than I am with her contemporaries. But when I saw this one come up on sale, I had to pick it up. The next one, a book that I still can't believe I've read, or I haven't read, I should say, and that is A Good Yarn by Debbie Macomber. Yes, I have not read any of the Blossom Street series. This is the 2nd book in the Blossom Street series, and it went up for sale, so I had to pick it up. It's about knitting. It's about a knitting shop. How have I not read this book? And people say to me all the time, how have you not read that? It's right up your alley. But hopefully now that I own a copy, I will rectify that at some point. The next one that I picked up is The One Who Stays by Toni Blake. This is a contemporary romance novel, and it's the first book in the Summer Island series. I read the second book because I had it from NetGalley last year, and I really liked it. It's a great small town romance, so I'm looking forward to going back to book number 1. Then we have Storing Up Trouble by Jen Turano. This is another Christian fiction novel. It's a Christian historical romance, I guess, and it is book 3 in the American Heiresses series. This one I actually have from NetGalley, but I didn't get to it in time, and my download expired because I didn't get it downloaded either. So when it went on sale, I bought it to support the author, and I will get it read, and then I can leave my review for it. Next one we have Never Say Never by Lisa Wingate. This is another Christian fiction novel. It's a contemporary romance. It's book 3 in the Daily Texas series. Now, I have to admit, guys, the cover just got me on this one. I don't know what it is. That girl in that bright red pickup truck. I do love a good cowboy romance, and that's what I'm seeing from this because it also takes place in Texas. And not that I'm generalizing. There are a lot of books that take place in Texas that do not involve cowboys, but most of the time, from the ones that I find, they do. So I had to pick this one up. And again, this is an author I have never heard of before. So very interested in trying out a new author's work, or new author to me anyway. The next one is another Harlequin special edition. This is In Search of the Long Lost Maverick by Christine Rimmer. This is another contemporary romance, and it is book number 1 in the Montana Mavericks What Happened to Beatrix series. I have a couple others in this series, so I was happy to pick up book number 1 to get to at some point. Then I have Double Fudge Brownie Murder by Joanne Fluke. This is the 18th book in the Hannah Swenson series. I'm only on book 6 or 7, I think, at this point. But as they go on sale, I'm picking them up for the Kindle. So that way I'll have them when I eventually do get to them and can go ahead and read them. Next one. This one just looked so cute. It's called Tied Up with Love by Holly Martin. And this is, I think it's a chick lit women's fiction novel. Based on the cover, I want to say it's a chick lit. But that's really hard now. I don't want to get into the whole chick lit women's fiction, contemporary romance discussion because we could be here all day. So it is hard now to gauge from these covers. But based on what I know from this author, I believe this is definitely a chick lit novel, and it looks super, super adorable. Next up, we have one that really drew my eye, and this is Dangerous Alliance by Jennieke, I believe is how you say her name, Cohen. And this is a YA historical romance. Mystery, I believe. And I'm very, very intrigued. They say it's a cross between A Gentleman's Guide to Virtue, which I have not read yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about. A cross between that and Jane Austen. So, color me intrigued. I need to read this one. The next one, I couldn't believe that this one went on sale, which was Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. This is a women's fiction novel I just read last week. Good in Bed by Jennifer Weiner, and I enjoyed it. And that was the second book by her I've read. The only other book by her that I have read was actually her memoir, which was really good. I think I gave that one 5 stars. So when I saw this one go on sale, I'm like, why not? I know a lot of people enjoyed this book. I will give it a try. The next one, I was obviously thinking Amish in April when I saw this one and decided to pick it up. And we have An Amish Picnic, and this is an anthology by Amy Clipston, Kelly Irvin, Kathleen Fuller, and Vannetta Chapman. This is, of course, a Christian fiction Amish romance. 4 short stories contained within this volume. I don't know if the stories are interconnected, but I have a feeling that they are. So I am really looking forward to eventually getting to this one. Unfortunately, it will not be this year. But just because Amish in April only happens once a year doesn't mean that I can't read Amish books at any other time. So I will get to this one. As all of these books, I will get to them eventually. Then we have The Runaway Princess by Susan Mallery. This is a contemporary romance novel. Now, the cover I'm showing you is the one that is currently available on Goodreads. So they have reissued these books. This was originally a Harlequin special edition. I will pop up the special edition cover for you guys to see it. It was originally called The Sheik and the Princess, I believe, if I'm correct in what I'm remembering. But this was part of her Desert Rogues series, and she has reissued all these books with new covers and most of the time new titles as well. So I am looking forward to reading this one. I'm a big fan of Susan Mallery, and I loved her work that she did when she still does write for the special edition line, because she has a book coming out in May for the special edition line, which I can't wait to read. Next up, a Sara Richardson book. I am a huge fan of this author. We have Renegade, Cowboy. This is, of course, a contemporary romance novel, and it is book number 3 in the Rocky Mountain Rider series. I have read some of this series. I need to get to the rest of it, so I'm picking up books as I see them. A much-loved book is next. It feels like everybody and his brother, except for me, has read this book, and that is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. I have heard so much talk about this one. It's a YA historical fiction about a boat sinking, I think. What did I read on the back? The largest maritime disaster in history or something like that. So I don't know. Now, for those of you who don't know this, I have a few major fears. Spiders are one. Clowns are another. Deep water terrifies me. I don't know why. It terrifies me. I know how to swim. I took swimming lessons as a kid. I actually almost made it to get lifeguard certification. So it's not an issue of the fact that I don't know how to swim. But if I can't see or touch bottom, I go into panic mode. Absolute freeze up. So even those swimming lessons would do me absolutely no good in the event of an accident. So this one may be a difficult one for me, considering it's like a boat sinking. But we shall see. I know so many people have loved this book, and I really do want to check it out. So when I saw it go on sale last month, I had to pick it up. The next one, oh my gosh, I didn't write down the author's name. Holy cow. Okay, there will be a picture of it right here, of course. But I picked up this one solely because of the title of the book. But I believe this is self-published, and it just looks adorable. And it's called The Truth About Cads and Dukes. I need that printed on a t-shirt, right? This is, of course, a historical romance novel, and is book number 2 in the Rescued from Ruin series. So looking forward to that one. This one I know for sure was free back in March, and that was Having the Soldier's Baby by Tara Taylor Quinn. This is another Harlequin special edition contemporary romance. It's book 1 in her Parent Portal series. In April, her 6th and final book in that series came out, and it was also her 100th book that she's written for Harlequin. So it was a big to-do, so they offered this book out for free, and yeah, I am super glad that I picked it up. The next one we have is A Wild River Match by Jennifer Snow. This is a novella. It's a contemporary romance. It's book 3.5 in the Wild River series, which I believe is the series that she writes that is taking place in Alaska. So, novella, had to pick it up. Next we have Sealed with a Kiss by Melinda Curtis. This is also a novella, also a contemporary romance. It is book number 1.5 in the Sunshine Valley series. This is a series I really, really enjoy, and I highly recommend that you pick it up. Next up we have The Daydream Cabin by Carolyn Brown, another contemporary romance novel. I am a big fan of Carolyn Brown's work. Anytime I see one of her books go on sale or are available, I immediately pick them up because I just love them. Another novella, we have A Carolina Valentine by Michelle Major. This is another contemporary romance. Now, it's not listed on Goodreads as this, but from reading the entire series, this is book 2.5 in the Magnolia Sisters series. So if you buy the newest book called The Last Carolina Sister, this novella is included. I didn't know that. And I had that book from NetGalley. The link had expired. I bought a copy because I wanted to read it and support the author. And I had bought this one just ahead of that. So I didn't realize that that book was in there. And I think it's the same for the physical. It is the same for the physical edition as well. So if you pick up The Last Magnolia Sister, you will get this book as well. But it's at the back of that book, and that's the 3rd book in the series. So I highly recommend that you read this novella first and then go back and read the 3rd book, because the characters that appear in the novella are already together in the 3rd book. So just a little bit of warning, not even a warning. It really doesn't matter because I read it. I read the 3rd book, and I'm eventually going to go back and try and read this novella. So it didn't ruin anything for me, but if you are one of those people who likes to read things in order, just keep that in mind. Next up, we have Bird in Hand by Christina Baker Klein. This is a women's fiction novel. I have no idea what this one's about. It went on sale, and I'm familiar with the author. I think she wrote The Orphan Train, which I have not read, but I know a lot of people really liked it, and I thought I'd give this one a try. This one I had pre-ordered, and it's Marriage and Murder by Penny Reid. It's a cozy mystery / romance. It is book number 2 in the Solving for Pi, a Cletus and Jen mystery story. So those of you who are big fans of the Winston Brothers series by Penny Reid, you will love this one. But I absolutely recommend that you read it after you read Cletus's story, and really you need to read the first book in this series first. So read Cletus's story in the Winston Brothers, then go ahead and read book 1 in the Solving for Pi series, then go on to this one, because they do build off of each other, just so you're aware. Next up, I thought this one looked so good. Lady Killers by Tori Teffler. This is Deadly Women Throughout History. This is a nonfiction novel, and I don't know why it interests me, but it does. And anytime I see a nonfiction book, my first thought is, ooh, for Nonfiction November. I will hopefully read it at some point, maybe for Nonfiction November, who knows, but it looked interesting. Women killers. I don't know why that fascinates me, but it does. Next up, we have Whisper Island by Carissa Ann Lynch. This is a thriller novel. The cover jumped out at me. I didn't read too much what it's about because it's a thriller, but I'm interested. The next one is The Lake House by Christine Barlow. This is a contemporary romance novel, and it is book 5 in the Love Heart Lane series. Looks so cute. So adorably cute. I cannot wait to read this one. The next one, this is a true crime, and this one looked really good too. And this is Last Woman Hanged by Carolyn Overington. And this is about a woman who lived in New South Wales back in the late 1800s, and both of her husbands, like she was married once and then married again, and both of her husbands died mysteriously. And she was as the title states, she was the last woman executed in New South Wales, way back when. And this reporter now, I think she's an investigative reporter, this Caroline Overington, she has delved back into the case and looking over case files and looking over records and things like that to find out exactly what happened and was she given a fair trial? Did she do it? And I'm totally interested. I actually really do enjoy true crime, but I like true crime from the past. If it's anything that's like too modern, it's too modern. I have no interest. But give me historical true crime and I'm all over that. So I am really looking forward to that one. Next up, for something completely different, we have A Worthy Pursuit by Karen Wittenmeyer. I have read her before. I love her work. Her covers are my favorite thing ever. Her covers, look at that. Is that not the most delightful thing ever? So this is A Worthy Pursuit. And it is another Christian fiction novel. It's a Christian historical romance novel. It's book number 1 in A Worthy Pursuit series. It makes me so happy. Next up, we have a Harlequin Desire novel, and this is Secrets of a Fake Fiancé by Yahara St. John. Looks really good. Again, it went on sale. It's a Harlequin. I had to pick it up. Sandcastle Beach by Jenny Holiday. This is a contemporary romance, book 3 in the Matchmaker Base series. I'm pretty sure I have this one from NetGalley as well. The link has expired. I want to support the author. I purchased a copy. Next up, we have The Lost Man by Jane Harper. This is a mystery thriller. This is an Australian author. It takes place in Australia. And I think it's about 3 brothers and 2 of them were murdered or something like that. So I have not read any of her books. I do have The Dry, which I think was her first book, on my shelf to read. And I'm collecting her work because every time I hear people mention her or mention her books, they really, really enjoy them. And I'm like, I got to try them out. So here we are. And then I got Wild Child by Eloisa James. This is a historical romance novel. Book 6 in the Wilds of Landau Castle series. I have read the first book in this series. I really like it. I love Eloisa James's work. This was a pre-order and I had to pick it up. And last for the ebooks that I purchased was Sweet Hand by N.G. Petler. This is another contemporary romance novel. It's book number 1 in the Island Bites series. And this may be one of my favorite covers of all time. Do you guys see the cat on the cover? The cat on the little stool? Of course, that's what I would gravitate towards, is the cat. But it just looks so charming and so cute. And I think it's Shay from Shay Geeks Out read this one. I saw it on her Instagram and she really liked it. So I'm really looking forward to picking it up soon. Now, on to the NetGalley books. But first, some water, you guys. Yes, it's my David's teacup, but it's water. Because I like to put ice in my water, and I like to drink things through straws. Just makes me happy. NetGalley books, guys, we have 17 of them. So I'm actually doing these in order of release date. And I may actually have more than this for the month of April. So let me know below, you guys. What I can do, what I was thinking about, was I could do one video of just my ebook haul for the month. And then I could do a separate video of just my NetGalley haul for the month. Because I fell off the NetGalley wagon hard. Like, I fell off and hit my head, and clearly I tried to stay away, and then I started getting auto-approved by certain publishers, and I'm just like, okay, I love NetGalley. I am so far behind on my NetGalley books. I have so many that I need to get to, but you know what? I've made peace with it, and I will get to them all at some point, and yeah. And again, if the link's expired or if the book has already been released, a lot of times I will go out and purchase a copy of the book, again, to support the author. So anyway, let me go through these ones. So the first one we have is Hummingbird Lane by Carolyn Brown, another Carolyn Brown novel. It's listed as a contemporary romance. This came out on April 6th, 2021, and it was published by Montlake. So thank you to them. So by me mentioning the publisher, it's essentially just me giving them a shout out and thanking them for sending me these books. I don't know what this one's about, but look at that cover. Is that not charming? It looks so cute. I love it. Next, we have Home to the Harbor by Lee Tobin McCain. This one is another contemporary romance novel. It's book 4 in the off-season series, and this is being published on April 27th by HQN. So looking forward to getting to this one. Okay, so an author I've never read before. I saw it come up and I clicked request and they approved me for it, so yay. But this is Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. Now, I know there are a lot of people on BookTube who love this author. She's a very well-known YA author, and I'm intrigued on trying her stuff out. So this is a YA contemporary novel, and it comes out on May the 4th, 2021 from Simon & Schuster UK. So looking forward, or Simon & Schuster. I think the cover I have up here is the UK cover, which are always better than the North American covers for some reason. Next up, we have Heart and Soul by Jen Frederick. This is another contemporary romance novel. It comes out on May 25th. And thank you to Berkeley Books for this one. Not sure what this one is about, but I believe it might take place in Korea. I don't know. Based on the way that the word soul is spelled, that's my assumption. But we'll see when I get to it. Next up, we have Cowboy Fire by Kim Redford, another contemporary romance. This is book 8 in the Smokin' Hot Cowboys series. Yes, please. Comes out May 25th. Thank you to Source Books for sending me this one. Next, oh, I'm so excited about this one. We have Once Upon a Puppy by Lizzie Shane. This is another contemporary romance. Book 2 in the Pine Hollow series comes out May 25th. Thank you very much to Forever for my e-art copy of this one. I read the first book. It was a Christmas book. It came out at the tail end of last year. It was adorable. I cannot wait to read this one. Next up, we have The Summer Cottage by Annie Raines. I'm slowly really reading more and more of Annie Raines' books, and I'm really loving them. And another contemporary romance, book 1 in the Somerset Lake series, also comes out May 25th. And thank you again to Forever for an e-art copy of this one to review. I cannot wait for this one, you guys. The Stepsisters by Susan Mallery, her newest women's fiction novel. This one comes out on May the 25th from Mira, so thank you to them for an e-art copy. This one just makes me all the happy. In the Key of Family by McKenna Lee. This is another contemporary romance. It's a Harlequin special edition. Comes out on May the 25th, so thank you so much, Harlequin, for sending me this one. Her first book in this series, I believe it's the second in this series. I cannot remember the series name and I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. But in the first series, the woman was the mother to a special needs child. She had Down syndrome. And in this one, the little boy, I believe it's the nephew to the male lead, he has autism. So I am very interested in reading that representation. Especially, it's something you don't see a lot in romance novels, especially like a contemporary romance novel where the parents have a special needs child. So I'm very interested. Sorry about that. The next one that I have here is The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. This is a historical romance novel, and it comes out June the 15th. Thank you very much to Berkeley for sending me this one. Look at that cover. Is that not the best spring cover ever? Oh, looks so pretty. Next up, a new Lori Foster. We have The Summer of No Attachments. And this is billed as a contemporary romance, but I have a feeling it might be like women's fiction contemporary romance. It's book 2 in the Summer Friends series. It comes out June 22nd. Thank you very much to HQN for this one. When I Found You by the great Brenda Novak, another contemporary romance, book 8 in the Silver Spring series. It comes out on June 29th, and thank you very much to Mira for a copy of this one. The new Sara Richardson. I am so excited about this one. We have The Summer Sisters by Sara Richardson. This is a women's fiction novel. It comes out July the 6th. Thank you very much to Forever. I read her Christmas one. That was the first book in this series. It's a series. It's about 3 sisters back at Christmas time. And it was really great. And I'm really looking forward to this one. This one I am so excited about. And anyone else who has read this series knows that this is just like, Isn't It Romantic by Lyssa K. Adams. This is a contemporary romance. Book 4 in the Bromance Book Club series. This is the one about the Russian, you guys. Again, for those of you who have read the series, you know what I'm talking about. This is about the Russian. And it comes out July the 20th. Thank you so much to Berkeley for e-arking me a copy of this one. When a Duke Loves a Governess by Olivia Drake. This is a historical romance novel. This is an author I have not read before, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's book 3 in the Unlikely Duchesses series. It comes out July 27th. Thank you so much to St. Martin's Press for this one. We have, I love the title of this one, Death and Sensibility by Elizabeth Blake. This is a cozy mystery. It is book 2 in the Jane Austen Society mystery series. Comes out August the 10th, and thank you to Crooked Lane Books for my copy of this one. And last but not least, you guys, The Matchmaker's Lonely Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen. This is a historical romance novel. Comes out September the 7th. Thank you very much to Shadow Mountain Publishing for sending me an e-art copy of this book. So that's it, you guys. That is the entire video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below. Have you read any of the books that I've talked about? Are you on NetGalley? Have you gotten any of these ones? You know, maybe we can buddy read any of these NetGalley ones. That would be, like, force me to read them a little bit faster, or get to them a little bit faster. So do let me know in the comments below. I love chatting with you guys. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.